Hello my friends, this is Wakeangel2K1 coming at you with the long-awaited Tikal figure for the Jakks Pacific 4-inch line. This is part of their new 35th anniversary collection, which basically just means they gave it a new card, but it's still the same toy series. And she is the first new character of the 35th anniversary collection. The previous wave having been a re-release of Mephiles, Tails, Sonic with the lore-accurate Chaos Emerald, and classic Metal Sonic. Tikal comes in a wave with the first major re-release of Chaos, who actually comes with a Chow as the insert, meaning that it's the first time we've basically got a figure 2-pack. Tikal here has a re-release of the Master Emerald. And then we have a silver re-release. They haven't done anything to fix his sculpt. He's still chubby. And Sonic again, this time with a re-release of the snowboard. Now, I'm wondering, why do we have Sonic again? That means that there were 2 consecutive waves with Sonic. And the only difference is the accessory he came with. I do not like that. Like, that takes a... I know Sonic gets re-released all the time, but this is literally 2 consecutive waves with Sonic in it. I do not like that. I don't like the precedent that it sets up. But, as long as we're looking at the back of the card, I will point out that the glamour shots of Tikal are very nice. This is a really good picture of her with the emerald in the background. They show off that it has articulation like all the others, but it doesn't have, like, a bio. It just says Tikal with Master Emerald. It doesn't say she's the daughter of Pachacamac. It doesn't say that she befriended Chaos. There's no lore, no included backstory. You just kind of have to remember her. And considering that the last time that she was ever really relevant in anything mainstream was the Sonic X anime from 20 years ago, actually more than 20 years ago because it was only the 2nd season of the anime, you know, some people might need some reminding. I mean, I guess technically she has been playable in some of the mobile games, but again, those don't really have lore, do they? Anyway, let's get her out of the packaging and see if she holds up with the rest of the collection. Alright, so here is Tikal out of the packaging, and she looks really nice. The Master Emerald is still the Master Emerald. It's big. It can actually be used as a roleplay Chaos Emerald. And it still has that little thing in the bottom, so you can put it on, you know, play sets. Still waiting on a Master Emerald Shrine play set. I mean, you have 2 options. You can do Hidden Palace Zone for Classic, or you can do the actual Shrine from Sonic Adventure. And either one would be awesome. But, you know, we've seen this already, so let's talk about the new thing, Tikal herself. Tikal is really cute. She looks great. I feel like her arms are a little short, but I'm not 100% on that. Let's see real quick how she scales up to other characters you might want to put her with. So here's Chaos. I mean, Chaos is taller than her, but they are almost eye to eye, and I feel like Chaos should be a little taller than this compared to her because, you know, she did have to look up to him quite a bit. And if you put her next to Sonic, again, like, I feel like we're getting the same situation that we got with Amy Rose. Like, she's not 4-inch scaled, she's just straight up 4 inches tall. And considering that she's supposed to be a shorter character, they kind of made her oversized. Like, yeah, that is what I believe that they did. Like, they forgot that she's supposed to be a naturally shorter character. But that aside, like, if I'm gonna complain about scale, then, you know, like, I'll be here all day because the Sonic the Hedgehog line has had scaling issues since the beginning. If we're gonna be honest, I think Tails is the only one they ever really got right with that. But let's break down her sculpt, her paint job, articulation, all that good stuff. So she has this cute little tiny mouth drawn in. I like that subtle little smile. Her little crown is painted in properly. You see the sculpt of her dreadlocks. I like how they're not exactly like Knuckles. Like, she has an even number of locks instead of having that odd one in the middle, which is fine. It's not like every echidna has to have their locks in the same pattern. Like Sonic and Silver are both hedgehogs. They don't have the same number of head spines. her body has she has her necklace, she has her armlet, her skirt, the little crystals on her gloves, the wrappings around her feet, no toes sculpted in. I'm still going to insist that this is something that kind of got put into Sonic Channel art by accident because the Dreamcast didn't have the graphical fidelity to make toes, and they just kind of included it in the artwork because they were basing the artwork on the renders. But you know, that's my headcanon about why characters don't have toes. So yeah, the sculpting is really nice. Her tail is back here coming out of her dress. It does not move. It's just kind of in there, but it's low enough that her dreadlocks can get around it without it impeding. So with that, let's segue into her articulation. She has a head swivel, and her head can swivel quite a bit. Like, she has room to get her dreadlocks around her arms. So unlike Knuckles, which oftentimes can't really move his head because of how the dreadlocks impede the shoulders. Her shoulders themselves are on the pin discs, so they have full universal range, and her hands can swivel. No elbows, and I feel like her hand should be a little tiny bit longer than this. Like, I feel like her arm needs to be maybe like, you see where the crystal ring starts? If the crystal ring started where it ended, that probably would have been enough length to get me happy. But, you know, not a big deal. It's a very small thing. No waist joint. The skirt is made out of a soft, pliant material, so it can flex a bit, so you can move her legs. And there's a slit cut in the side, so that it doesn't really have to stretch and damage itself. And her hips are still pin disked in there, so if you want, you can make them go outwards. That's still an option. Now, if you're looking at the leg, a lot of people might be having flashbacks to Jazzwares figures because this looks like a Jazzwares leg. I thought that this meant she was going to have somewhat limited leg articulation, but that is not the case. For although this just looks like a simple hinge, it's still a pin disc. Check that out. I am not moving her hip. I'm only moving her knee. So this is actually a pin disc that goes into her thigh to allow her knee swivel. And they put it the right way. The pin goes into the thigh, so you get a knee swivel instead of going down into the shin, creating a glorified ankle rotation. So way to go! You did it right again. And I feel like they built it this way because they could blend the joint sculpt into her wrappings. So I don't think that this is going to be the style of joint that we get, you know, permanently, but it does work for Tikal uniquely. And then her ankle is ball jointed, so you can actually get some inner rocking, you can get it to rotate. So yeah. Tikal actually has quite a bit of articulation and posability. You can have her put her arms up, refusing to let her father get at the Master Emerald until she gets trampled by the troops, and then causing chaos to go insane and destroy her civilization. I feel like we need to explore that a little bit more because how is Knuckles a thing? If the Echidna civilization was destroyed, then that was centuries ago. Either Knuckles is secretly centuries old and he doesn't know that, or there were Echidna survivors and they had a slow decline that led to Knuckles being the last of his kind generations later. But why is he the last of his kind? As far as I'm aware, the only game that even pretended to explore that was Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which has been stricken from continuity because of the Penders lawsuit. So, honestly, I need some follow-up on that, man. Like, make a future game that focuses on that aspect of the lore. But, my gripes about lore aside, the Tikal figure looks great. The only fault is that she's just a little bit out of scale. She's just a tiny bit too tall. But everything else holds up. Her articulation, her posability, her sculpt and paintwork, all of it is immaculate. So congratulations, Jax Pacific. You did another great one. And as of right now, this means that there's only one other major character from Sonic Adventure that needs representation. So, you know, we need our Gamma figure, guys. Come on and make us a Gamma already. I suppose technically we could also get a Pachacamic figure, but unless, you know, like, nobody really cares about Pachacamic. So, and besides, that name is hard to pronounce. So yeah, just make me my Gamma. And I think that would actually cover both Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Unless you're gonna, like, make a Maria figure. Oh yeah, like, okay, so at least, yeah. If we get a Maria and a E102 Gamma, then that's basically every major character. And if you want to make some more tertiary characters, give us E101 Beta. E101 Beta too. Yeah. E101 Beta, E102 Gamma. Make both of those. And in fact, make the upgraded version of E101 Beta, the one that could fly and stuff, that served as Gamma's final boss. I'm ranting. This is Wakeangel2K1 cutting himself off before it takes any more of your precious time.